like, what are you watching? Is there anything you guys love right now? Is there anything you're excited about?
I know that in like, I'm gonna butcher this, but in Thailand, you know, what,
You're about to
someone
talk
help
about
me.
GL in Thailand.
What are what is it called, Robin, those shows? Okay. Someone help me. Everybody
I don't watch them, so I don't know.
okay. Uh
Thailand is blowing up right now.
with the
They're called
with
Thai
less
GLs, I
content.
thought.
I just said, like, are you about to talk about Thai GL?
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
One of my friends is an actor and she's British Thai. And she's been living in London the last few years and she's just moved back to Thailand this summer. And I sent her a message and I was like, what is this? What is this Thai GL that is coming up in my feed? And she's like, oh my God, I know it's blowing up here. And I was like, but like, like mainstream as well. I'm told. I don't know much about like the Thai TV landscape. Um, but I think like three of those GL shows were on Netflix. They were bought by Netflix. Netflix didn't make them, but they bought them, and they were quite successful. Um, yeah, and that I don't know how many European people are watching them. I know they're massive in Asia. Asia. I know it's like, and I'm late to the party. Like I kind of have just in the last year or so discovered like K drama, and I'm starting to watch that. And I've just fallen. I feel so behind, but I've just completely fallen in love. And I knew this anyway. Asian cinema is Asian storytelling is so good right now and so beautiful, and probably always has been, but I wasn't exposed to it. Um, and like Rental Family is set in Tokyo, and like one of my favorite films ever is In the Mood for Love, and I'm kind of I don't know. I feel like there's a really great indie filmmaking movement there now, and but also like a really great kind of indie movement in TV and the queer representation. I think I heard that, and this is just what I know from research. I think in COVID they started making BL, which blew up. It was like that's kind of what started it, and then they were like, oh, we should try a GL storyline, and then that blew up in a way that they didn't expect. Yeah, those stars are becoming really big. Um, right now, that's the only country I know that's doing it. I know that gay marriage got legalized, I think, at the beginning of 2025 in Thailand. So it could be like, there's a cultural shift there going on at the moment where people are really in support of it. So yeah, I've watched some of those. They're cute. They're very
Yes.
diverse though. The range is massive.
Yeah, it is.
Which one did I watch? I watched one recently, which I thought was really interesting. I haven't watched all of it, but I watched a thing called Claire Bell. You guys know this? No? None of you?
Some
Okay.
I see
It's
some
like
shaking the head.
it's like Thai Orange is the New Black.
Hmm.
Maybe you guys are all gonna go and watch this. But it's a really it's dark. For that genre, it's really dark. And heavy because it's in a prison. But it feels like the way it's made, it feels like because I think they're really low budget shows and it feels like indie film. And I think the director of that did a really good job, which is what kind of made me keep watching it. Um, yeah, and the use of color and the way the palette of it was quite indie film feeling. Um, it was good, but yeah, I think with you guys are starved of that content at the moment.
Yeah, that's why I stick with lesbian reading books.
So I haven't watched any of these Thai GLs and things online, but because of social media, because of X and Instagram, it's really interesting to see how these shows are marketed to their audience. And
Yeah.
it's really become kind of like its own subculture in a way that the way it's delivered, it's episodes, per week, or I think it's maybe a couple times a week that these things are delivered. So like the way in which it's devised is great because it generates conversation online for
Yeah.
people to connect and watch it together, discuss it, break it down. But I think a lot of what brings people to that space, and it's kind of funny because Warrior Nun kind of exists in this niche space also, is it's almost like bringing fan fiction to life for people.
It's really
It's
interesting. Yeah, they
yeah,
say
it's stories that, they're romantic and they're tropey, and people want that. People want to see things that have, a good like romantic ending or a positive ending, not where the leads are going to die or people are going to go through hell and back to get to each other, but it's this progressive slow burn of things that we're reading and consuming already in a space for free that are now being brought to life. And it's exciting for people because they want positive content. They want to experience something, on a regular basis that is going to build and build and build for them. And like these shows have like 50, 60 episodes. And we're starved for that. Like I hate the Netflix idea of here's an 8 episode season, we'll see you in 2, 3 years.
it's really interesting. Like I don't know who said all that. Do you want to tell me your name?
De-
It's
I go
Desiree.
by
I
Desiree.
thought it was Des. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. So like you totally nailed it exactly. And this is what, as much as I'm a creative, I have to take my creative hat off every now and then and put my like business hat on. There's no point in making things if I can't,
Absolutely.
consume them and pay for them. Um, I've looked at this kind of phenomenon that's happening out there, and there's definitely, and this is like part of me looking because I'm, and I'm not just talking like Thai GL and queer storytelling, but like Asian storytelling as a whole right now, I think is having like this big moment. And what I've been really drawn to is, and I know you guys know me from Warrior Nun, but like I started out doing short films, and my short films are very like I wrote them, they're very character driven, and I love character driven storytelling. And what I find about, and obviously not all, but what I have consumed, Asian storytelling is there's a slowness to it and a nuance to it. And this slow burn that you talked about, whether it's straight or queer love stories. And yeah, I think you guys are all related to this. There's like a yearning that I feel like a lot of Western storytelling now has become, in the first 5 minutes, someone's died, someone's betrayed, someone is going to kill someone else, and they've already slept together, and that's just the setup. It's like, how about, it's like the kind of shock value to huck you in. And what I find is there's this, when I heard about this kind of storytelling, what I was interested in was the fact that you usually have a show with two female leads, and it's often a love story, so it's two female queer leads, and you're having like between 8 to 15 episodes, an hour long each episode. I don't know any shows in Western media right now that are having 15 episodes that are 1 hour long with female leads. Like that's a lot of airtime. But I do think the storytelling style is much slower. A lot of the ones I've watched, when you talk about like the tropes, it is tropes. Some of them are quite soapy. But what I think they are achieving, like what you said, is they're really reaching an audience, and they're really kind of courting that audience and communicating with that audience and valuing that audience, um, in a way that they come back and support the show. And then and it's like, I remember I asked someone I met in the Warrior Nun fandom quite recently. I said, like, do people that watch Warrior Nun watch Thai GL? And she was like, oh my god, yes. And I was like, really, like all of them? And she didn't know obviously all of you, but she was like, some of you definitely, there's crossover. Because I think Warrior Nun did that well, Royanon built its own community. And they're kind of doing that now. And we're not, I don't think we're doing that in the West right now.
I think in the Western media right now, I think the way that a lot of like executives and streamers are looking at consumers is we have to pump out content that people can watch as background noise. So you lose so much nuance in shows because people don't want to watch a show that they have to pay attention to all the time.
Can I ask, do you work in film and TV? Like, how are you?
I don't. And the way I got into Twitter, and like my Twitter handle is Warrior Nun Detective, I started doing episode breakdowns of the show and character breakdowns. And that was my thing of getting into and like kind of diving into the psychology of these characters, figuring out like why is it that we're drawn to certain things, why we as people want to see certain aspects of a story come to life.